Welcome back to Everything But the Lesson Plan, the podcast that helps teachers thrive both in and out of the classroom. I am Franchesca Thompson, and today we're diving into a topic that is changing the game for educators everywhere: becoming a teacher influencer. Whether you're looking to share your classroom strategies, build a community, or even create an additional stream of income, this episode is for you. And who better to guide us through this journey than our special guest, Chris Allen, an expert in personal branding and social media strategies for educators. Chris, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey Francesca, you good?
Yeah, I'm excited to hear
I
your.
like I like the intro. I like the introduction.
Thank
It's a
you.
beautiful introduction.
Anything for you, Chris. I'm just glad that you're here.
Well, I'm glad I'm here as well, being with you.
Yes.
So yeah, we're going to talk about if you want to take it away, and then I can follow.
Yeah, sure. So let's start with the basic, Chris. What exactly is a teacher influencer and why is it becoming so popular?
So we can talk about being a teacher influencer. We need to shift back a bit. I
Okay.
think everyone can recall when COVID hit and everyone went indoors, and the first thing that was affected was the schools. Everyone, all the teachers, the students, they went online, they went on their laptops, they sat down. But at the same time, I think there was a gradual growth of the use of apps, Instagram, Twitter, now it's X. But all of these were being used heavily, and were already getting addicted to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with the introduction of TikTok, because that also was within the 2017 timeline and 2018, it became much more of a normality for people to use. So when everyone went indoors, this is my opinion, they became even more addicted to the
Mm-hmm.
world of online.
Yeah.
And we already had people who were influencers. I mean, if you open YouTube or whatnot and all of these applications, everyone wants to be an influencer. The only thing that changed was that because we were all forced to be inside, we all started becoming more adaptive to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so rather than just having these niched out individuals within, let's say, for example, this industry, that industry, we also had teachers doing it as well. So it became a thing of reality. You know, you need to
Yeah.
be part of it because it's already happening and it's only growing, and people are being part of it more and more. And there are, I think, like thousands upon thousands of teachers that are becoming influencers. Now, everyone within their own capabilities. I don't know if we have enough, so I can throw an example. I recall 2019, when I entered into this field as well. I worked with so many teachers, but I recall one teacher who was just starting out,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't honestly remember her name. I think if I need to check her name, I think her name's Honest Teacher, Honest Teacher Vibes, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But when she started, it was like she just started. And today she like tours with board teachers. I think we all know board teachers. They're one of the big ones as well. She's touring with them, comedy tour, doing all of these. And it just started with her from 2019. So even though it sounds like it's been a while, it's not that long.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just to show you that this is a reality and this is where she reached and others have reached.
Yeah. And I think and that's good because I think a lot of people are teachers are very passionate about what they do. And they're really, really good at it. And it's okay to share that information so that other teachers can be good at it as well. So
You
when
know what? I'm going to tell you something more. I'm going to tell you something more. Some
yeah.
people might find this a bit of a heavy statement,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like when they're going through the route of being an influencer, let's say a teacher, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't mean to side it. I'm just saying a general rule of thumb.
Mm-hmm.
When they're becoming teacher influencers, they're pushing themselves to become even better
Better.
because they're becoming a sort of image, you know, for the whole world. So
Yeah.
they try to perfect themselves as a teacher and they try to provide more value that they could because there are so many people that look up to them.
Yeah. That's true. And they're an expert. They're becoming an expert in that field.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So some teachers might be a little hesitant though, thinking it's just about fame and followers and all of that stuff, and they're not really into that. What's the real value of becoming a teacher influencer if you're not trying to do it for the fame?
And the thing is, it's not, it's that the thing is we're focusing on the wrong place. The fame and followers will always exist and they're always going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the main direction we're going at. At the end of the day, the person that's entering into the field of being an influencer and specifically becoming a teacher influencer, that
Mm-hmm.
means they really like what they do. They're not doing
Right.
that because, oh my God, they could switch, they could go for something else if they wanted to. They can go towards doing fitness, they can go towards doing something else
Yeah.
that they have in mind. But when they're picking the field they're in, they actually love what they do.
Yeah.
And it's not about the fame or the followers or anything of that. It's just that we have a reality. The world is shifting to this, and we can see that it's becoming much more extensive with all these types of tools coming out. This is going a bit further with artificial intelligence and all of these, but it's becoming a much more of a reality. So either you're in this reality of a world, or you're putting it away and just you're ignoring it, but it's there. It's always going to be there.
Want to be there.
So I think the real value is first of all yourself. You're doing what you love, but doing it in a much more extensive way. And also the value that you're providing for the audience, because no person would want to become a teacher influencer and not provide value, because you won't succeed. Simply, if you don't provide value as a teacher influencer, either through entertainment or through actual activities that you're providing people that are watching you, providing those activities, you won't grow. Being useless or of no value won't help.
Yeah. And you know what? I think about before I got on this platform, podcasting, and I guess somewhat of a teacher influencer. What was my why behind it? My why was people just admired what I was doing in my classroom. I literally
Mm.
had people traveling all around from all parts of the United States to come and see me in action. And so I felt like I could expand this out and share how I am teaching and my tools and resources to other teachers. And the best way for me at that point in time was through podcasting. I wanted people, I said, if people really value what I'm doing in my classroom like this, and they want to see it because it's going to help them become a better teacher, then let me use this platform to share it so people around the world can hear what is going on and they can hear other people's stories as well, like yours today, Chris.
This goes to another point. This goes to a next point, which says that being a teacher and influencer is not one thing. It could be anything you want it to be.
Yeah.
So in your case, Francesca, you wanted to be a podcaster. You wanted to be this sort of interviewing different people from around the world and providing value to the audience that are listening.
Yes.
So other people they can do the podcast route or they can do a different route, but they're still in the same lane. They're still teacher influencers. So they can be, for example, entertainers. For example, the lady I told you, I can't recall her name. I will drop it down next time on later on.
We'll
But
add
she's
it to the
touring with
show
board teachers. She's touring with board teachers, and board teachers themselves, they're all doing stand-up comedy, and they're touring around the U.S.
Wow.
Then you have other ones which are, I think she's called Hi Wonderful, if I'm not mistaken, a blogging channel.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, she just does blogging and she's successful at it. Other teachers, they're doing resources. For example, on Teachers Pay Teachers, which we all know, they're using YouTube and they're doing different types of content on how to build your products, digital products, and people are watching and they're building this audience. So there is not one structure. There is one path, which is being a teacher influencer, but the structure changes according to what's comfortable for you or what you envision yourself to be.
Yeah, that's good. And so my next question would be like, well, how do I get started? I don't have all these, if I don't have all this fancy equipment, or I just don't know where to start. And like you just said, people can use different platforms to showcase what they're doing, to motivate others. But if I'm thinking about this thing right now, what do you think I should do to kind of brainstorm and figure it out how I want to go forward?
I think, from my experience, I think seeing so many teachers and working with different ones, First of all, I think the biggest problem is not the camera or the fancy equipment or the following, all of that. I
Mm-hmm.
think the biggest problem people have is that they overthink a lot. They just think too much.
Yeah.
And they go and they do this self-reflection session about, oh, am I good enough for this? Or am I able? Or all of this stuff. And these are all like a waste of time.
Mm.
Like start, like that's the biggest obstacle is just starting. Just start, you know? And people waste so much time on that part. They just sit down and they don't want to start. Start. You don't need a fancy camera. You don't need all of these. You just need your phone. Everyone has a good phone. No, there's no bad phone. There's a good enough phone.
Yeah.
And you need your face. And if you don't even want to show your face, even better. You can do it faceless. You can show content
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't require your face. And there are so many out there. Like, for example, Hi Wonderful, Hi It's Wonderful, or whatnot. She doesn't show her face. She does an amazing job. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's not about, I think the first biggest obstacle is just people wanting to start.
Just
And
start.
if and then yeah, that's the worst because they don't start. They just keep on talking. They say, "Oh, I'm gonna do this, or I'm gonna do that. I think I'm ready. I'm not." And then time passes, and you see like the idea that they wanted to do day one ends up being on day 30.
Yeah, you're right. Sometimes the biggest obstacle is just us, ourselves. We are the obstacle because we gotta sit down, create a plan, and just and do it, and just like you said, start and stop overthinking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, even with me with podcasting, when I was doing my research, it was telling me to get all this fancy equipment and all of these
No,
things, and I said, I'm not doing that.
no, you don't need all of that. If you have it later on, it's a
Yeah,
bonus, but it's not gonna break you. It's not gonna change you.
yeah,
People like people like you because of you. They
that's
don't
right.
like because of the extra stuff. The extra stuff just makes things easier, but
Yeah.
it doesn't replace yourself.
That's right. Well, that's a good tip right there. What are some of the common mistakes that people do other than not starting? What are some
I
other things you've seen?
I think I think the starting is the biggest, to be honest. I can
Yeah.
say what they can do that of a structure that makes sense. Like when people are looking to go into becoming a teacher influencer, they pause on the starting part. When they put that aside, what they need to actually do is, who do I want to be? And we talked about this. You became a podcaster. Like
Mhm.
this is a question they have to really think about, but not think too much about. But this goes according to your personality. If you know how to talk, it's different. If you don't know how to talk, it's different. If you're very creative, it's different. And
Yeah.
the best thing to do is to look someone that's already doing it. So let's say, for example, there's a teacher that's doing a podcast. I see the podcast. I see if this is something I fit in, if this is something I can do. And the thing that's super important is that you're going to be doing this for a long time.
Hmm.
It's not like you're going to do this for like a day or two. So
No,
whatever you pick as a structure is something you need to be sure that you can do for a very long time.
you're
It's
right.
not that because it takes, not because, oh my God, I'm doing it bad, but because in life, to do something, the best version of it, it needs time. It doesn't happen overnight. So all of these people you see that are super successful at what they're doing, and again, I go back to the example of the lady I used to know when we first started together. It took her from 2019 to 2025, 2024, let's say, so that she's this big name. So people know her as 2024 her, but they don't know her as 2019 her, who had to work every day
Mind.
for all these years.
Yep.
And so this is what I would suggest. I would suggest it's going beyond the question because the common mistake is itself the starting point. But the right thing to do is to find who you inspire to be and watch them, watch the different creators. There's so many.
Yeah.
Just see what they're doing. See if that's something you can work with.
Yeah.
And that's the next step. I don't know if the next step. Yeah, I want to go to the next step. Next step is to actually, um, when you see the person that's doing it, I never tell someone to create. I always tell people to recreate. So basically, don't sit down and think about how can I completely change the business and how can I completely become the most original podcast person in the world. there isn't any the most original. There is someone you look up to, you recreate the style that you see in front of you, but you do it your own.
That's right.
So that's the logic you have to go with.
Yeah. And this could be for anything, podcasting, just being an
Anything.
influencer in Instagram, resources, creating content, TikTok, all of these different platforms.
Yeah, yeah, anything in life. You don't need to create, you recreate. This is a very important keyword I want people to focus
Recreate.
when they're hearing this. Recreate. Don't waste time creating because you're not going to reach anywhere. And by the time you reach to a conclusion, you say, I created,
Hmm.
don't worry, someone already did it. You're
Yes.
just imagining yourself doing it.
Yeah, it's already out there. We're recreating. So we just got to get started. We have to be consistent, okay, with it.
Very important.
Yes, and not because that lady that you keep referencing in 2019, I'm
Let
sure
me
there
get you.
were
Let me get you.
times that she wanted to give up because it wasn't she wasn't getting the reactions maybe or the support that she wanted at that time, but she kept being
I'm correct. Her
consistent.
name is Honest Teacher Vibes. I'm completely correct.
Honest teacher vibes. I'm gonna
The lady knows me well. Again, guys listening, I know every single teacher
yeah,
and they know me, but they don't know me as my face. They know me as the different platforms or outlets
yeah.
that exist. So, Honest Teacher Vibes, very big shout out to her. She did an amazing job. She started with like 2019, barely, and
Mhm.
now she has 500,000 followers on Facebook. And I think on Instagram, she has much more. I think she
That's
has
great.
a good, decent amount on Instagram. So
Good.
this lady did an amazing job.
I love it. I love it. Well, what do you think about when we talk about the money, Chris? There are ways to monetize these different platforms, right? There is a little extra cash in it for the teachers.
Of course, look, the thing is, the reason why all of everyone's joining is obviously there's incentives. So everyone loves to do what they do, but if they get an incentive out of it, it makes it even better because you do it much more effectively, much more efficiently.
Mm-hmm.
Now, within the teacher influencer space, if anyone's planning to join in, there's a lot of opportunities. Now I'm gonna go step by step, and Francesca, you're going to also, because you're already also in this field, we'll go together on this. The
Okay.
first thing is digital products. We both agree that digital products exist.
Yes.
Now, the form of the digital product could be sold on Amazon, on Etsy, on Teachers Pay Teachers. You decide which one to go for, but they all work. So
Mm-hmm.
let's say, for example, you want to sell a worksheet, you want to sell a summarized lesson, you
Mm-hmm.
want to sell posters, you want to sell anything which you want to decorate the classroom with, all of these can be sold. So that's one field. The next field is a bit more complex, but it's the physical product. And I've seen teachers do this. I remember I worked once with a teacher who made a handwriting book, and it sold very well. She did well for herself, and she was doing new books.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was doodling, if I'm not mistaken,
Oh.
doodling handwriting. And so that's one physical book. So basically, you're selling something physical. It's more complex because you need to create a sort of product that's being put in a warehouse and being sent.
Mm-hmm.
And the more complex version, if you're thinking going big and you end up being very successful in your field, is going towards products which you find in, for example, let's say schematics or learning resources,
Mm-hmm.
because they're not creating something which is crazy difficult. So, but that's a different topic. That includes going to East Asia, and it could be China, it could be anywhere, because you need the Vietnam, you need the manufacturing hubs, and then you create your big product. But we're talking big here. The
Mm-hmm.
second route is commissions. So you would have commission working with Amazon, working with Etsy. You basically come as a teacher influencer. You create a video of a product which you like, which you use in the classroom. I think the most people do videos on are sharpeners, smellies, the ones that they use, the lip balm for the hand
Yeah.
for the students. There is also the Easter stuff, which for example, now that Easter is coming, there is the one that turns the egg and they use like a pencil so that they can decorate. So those are stuff people promote, and then they put a link or they use ManyChats, which is a different software. I'm going so in details, but I want people to know that how it actually is. So
Yeah.
they work with ManyChats, and when they do the video and they enable ManyChats, the ManyChats automatically sends the DM to all the commenters. And
Oh,
so you would get a cut out of all these sold, all these units sold. And
wow.
I mean, it used to be better back in the days, but now I think it's like, it's much less. I think it's less than 5%, 10%. It used to be 10%, but now it's like 5%. I think Etsy does it better though. But either or, like you can use any. I
Wow.
think one thing I skipped talking about Etsy and Amazon is you can do your own website. You don't need to use Etsy and Amazon. It's not your force to do it. I actually prefer people to sell their products on their own website
Mm-hmm.
because even though Amazon has its big audience, when you do your own website, you're also first of all, you're going to sell anyway if you're popular. If you know, if you're a brand and people like you and all of these, they're going to go anywhere to buy your products.
Yeah.
The second reason why is because you can collect emails. So you start creating your own email listing, which you can use in the future. If you, for example, if you're this sort of author-like approach, you can create a book and then sell it. So people are tuned into you and you have their emails. So that's important as well. Uh, I think the fourth, let me have just 1 second so I can see everything. Um,
This is good. Really, really
Yeah, I think the fourth is courses. So
courses.
going on Teachables, going on usually Teachables is the best or Gumroad. And basically you would this is a bit if you're very good at presenting. This is only
Yeah.
for people who have the sort of their Instagram channel or their YouTube channel is very uh, face based. So people see them all the time. And it usually works for people who have a sort of channel that's like product oriented, where they teach people how to create products, or they teach people how to fix up their classroom, or they teach, there's always this teaching with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they can create courses and sell these courses.
That's good.
The other methods, I'm throwing everything I know from what I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
There's also one last one, but I'm keeping it for the last because I know for sure this one exists. Like all of them exist, but this one's heavily exists.
Mm-hmm.
The fifth one is the simply just posting your content. You know this better, Francesca. Like for example, posting your content on Spotify, posting your content on YouTube, posting your content on Instagram, TikTok. All of these they pay. You get for every view, for every stream, you get a cut out of it. So depending on how big your audience is, YouTube, I think we both know YouTube pays the most when it comes to this. So posting your content on these different platforms, they automatically pay back to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I
Uh,
they're great. And I gotta get into the TikTok. I'm not into that just yet. Just trying to master this,
I
but I
think
have,
you should go. Are you on YouTube? YouTube is the best one. Like you should be on YouTube. I think TikTok they don't pay too great,
oh,
but
okay.
I think TikTok is a very good leverage for you to link back to your YouTube. So
Got
TikTok has the audience,
okay.
but YouTube has the more structured platform that actually creates a long-term type of influencer. You know, because I consider the TikTok is like a bit of a quick thing, you know, like you need to be like everything's very fast on that app.
It is. That's why I'm like, I gotta speed it up.
And I
But by
mean,
the what'd you say?
no, go ahead, Francesca.
I'm glad. I mean, these were all great because by the time this airs, Chris, I don't know if I told you this, but I'm launching my actual Amazon store on Monday. So this is new to me. I've been working on that for a year. And like you said, I create content. I have products now, and I am now going to be selling those products on Amazon and just in that space. So I'm excited about
Are
that.
you going for your own First of all, congrats. Are you going for your own products, or are these products which you find and you would recommend teachers to get?
I created these products. And so these
You
are
created.
products. Yeah, I created these products. And I was a business teacher. So a lot of them are related to business and technology classes. And so
Yeah.
that's what, and so I have a database of products that I have to create. I can't create them all right now, but I'm launching very small on Monday with the stuff that I already have, and then I'm going to grow from there.
That's perfect. Congrats. I wanted the listeners to carefully notice what Francesca did. She created her own Amazon store. She
Mm-hmm.
created her own products. And this is where this is the most important part. You created the products, but you need to actually raise awareness for people to know that these products exist. So
Yes.
now she just did that. She just said, hey guys, I'm launching my Amazon store
Yeah.
which on this date. And hey, guys, please support, please come and see what you want to buy because there is a lot of interesting products.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one way of pushing the product out there. So there are so many other ways, and I think the more effective way, the most effective way, is to actually show this product, actually show the product on Instagram, show them to the audience, and let them see the value it has. Because, and a lot of people mistake by talking a lot about their product, but that's not what's important. They need to show how this is adding value to the person that's actually getting themselves in it. For example, the student. So it's for the students. Like, how is this product helping students?
Yeah.
How is this helping teachers? So this is where the focus should be. I wanted to also the last. I think this one's bonus, guys. TikTok shop. Also, if you want to push products, also TikTok has their TikTok shop, which you can push different products they have. They give commissions, etc.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one, which I think the most important, is the brand partnerships. This is
Brand partnership.
super important. And the brand partnerships are, they can be the best out of all of them. Because if you're able to grow your audience and become this face, brands are going to contact you. Now,
Yeah.
there's two methods. Either the brand will contact you directly. They will say, hey, I want to work with you. I can give you examples. For example, Speechify have contacted me. For example, Klassen, which they're based in Hong Kong, they contacted me. These are big platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm using myself as an example, but so many other teachers, if you open on Instagram the different teacher influencers, you can notice when it's a product or a brand being pushed. I think Class Dojo also does a lot of partnerships with different teachers. Uh, Learning resources, not too much. I think Skillmatics does a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have smaller businesses that also push the product, want you to push products. So this is super important. Now, brand partnerships, they come in two formats.
Mm-hmm.
This entirely depends on the structure you have and your ability. Either they're going to give you a commission or they're going to give you a deal.
Mm-hmm.
If you are very good at presenting, first of all, if you can get both, it's amazing. If you can get one, that's great. But depending on which one, it depends on your character and the structure you have. So if you're really good at talking and presenting, you would always go for both. But I'm just saying you'd be good at as well commissions because you'll get a cut for every sales being done.
Okay.
The deal is better because you're doing the content anyway. You're doing this video anyway. So you're giving your time to making this video. Let's say you're not the best and the video didn't go viral, but at least you secured yourself with a deal. So this is super important. Now, brands to get the brands, I said first of all, they either contact you, and the second most important way is to actually involve yourself. So you would go to the toy fairs, you would go to the different trade shows happening, and let them know you exist. I mean, yeah, online you're amazing, you're doing great, but not everyone's online, and especially these big companies, they're still traditional. They don't know Instagram too much. They don't know teacher influencers too much. They're still getting used to it. I've
Gotcha.
had companies that are very big and they don't know what they're doing. They don't. I've met a lady, I promise you, I've met a lady at the New York Toy Fair,
Mm-hmm.
a young lady. They had like a puzzle company. They
Mm-hmm.
had a puzzle company. And she told me, Chris, I want you to help me convince this board that we need to start doing this, what you're talking about, because they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know what this is.
Wow. So it's still room for growth and opportunity there.
Yeah, and even you can even get a bigger. I mean, this is like far-fetched, but you can even work like some people, myself involved. The word consulting is a bit. I don't like that word too much,
Hmm.
but it's a word that exists. So basically, you would you would. I'm saying this because I've seen it happen. The companies would hire you as a consultant because you're not part of the company in the marketing team, but they would come and tell you to hop in because they see what you have is something that would add value to their company.
Yeah.
So while you're not directly in the company, you're involved with the marketing team
Gotcha. Okay.
and you get paid like a salary.
Nice. Chris, you done
Um,
gave us the tips today, sir. Okay. You gave us the tips to become teacher influencers for real. I love this. I've learned a lot today, things that I need to check into just to help grow my brand. So I mean, I'm just excited for our listeners to get this information. I'm excited about what you're doing, and I will definitely continue to follow you because you have a huge platform. And I just appreciate you coming onto the show for sure.
I just want to apologize for one thing. I have a lot of like, I have so many ideas in mind, but sometimes they just come, and I would be in a different idea, but I have to say it. So the way I speak is a bit left and right,
Hmm.
but whenever I want someone to listen, I want them to get the reality of things.
Yeah.
I don't like the way that people start creating poetry out of things. You need to give people the real deal. This is how it is. Either you want to be part of it, it exists, or you're just going to watch it in front of you.
Hmm.
But this is how the reality is. It is, and this is how you should be working. So
Yeah.
sometimes I might go left and right when I speak.
No, this was you, Chris. You kept it real today. Okay. And for my audience, there was just so many nuggets in this conversation today that we're going to be able to take and learn and grow and just to start. So I do appreciate it. Any last tips before we close it out?
Listen, I have a couple of last words I want to say.
Okay.
First of all, I want to. This is like the last summary, not summary. I'm not going to say summary because it's going to take a while. This
Hmm.
is the last few words that I want to share. First of all, if you're planning to become a teacher influencer, just start.
Yeah.
Don't think too much, please. I don't like people who think a lot.
Yeah.
Start, and within the way you'll fix yourself. You'll start fixing here and there. You're seeing the other person doing this, you add it to your own structure.
Hmm.
You start polishing the whole thing. So that's one thing. And the second thing is know what you want to become. So basically, if you want to become a podcaster, you listen to Franchesca. You look to Francesca's
Yes.
podcast, and then you say, "Is this something I can do? Can I beat Francesca?"
Yes.
I think that's super important. So know what you want to be.
Mhm.
So see what others are doing and see that if you can do it. The third thing is basically um, becoming open to networking with different people. This goes to you, Francesca, because you're very open in learning, discovering new people out there.
Yes.
And it's not just for Francesca's case, it's for everyone's case. Like, be open to communicating with people within the education space, within the teacher influencer space, because everyone's nice. No one's a bad person. No one
I
wants to
know.
do harm.
Hmm.
Everyone's really supportive. And I think the biggest example, uh, I hope she listens to this podcast, Stephanie from Canada.
Hmm.
I think her channel is called Crafty. Let me see. One second. I
Hmm.
want to say this properly because they're a nice bunch of people.
Yeah.
Um, let me see. The dot crafty dot teacher.
Okay.
She's based in Canada,
Hmm.
and these guys are a perfect example of teamwork. So they're all teacher influencers within the same school, I suppose, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
And they all work together. So they do their content together and they grow together. And if I'm not mistaken, let me tell you, one, two, three, four, five, six people are working together, if not more, creating content and giving it away. And this just helps because, first of all, you grow faster.
Yep.
Second of all, you enjoy it more because you're doing it with your friends. You're
Yeah.
not doing it alone. And sorry, guys, I have a few words for everyone. So no, I have a few words I want to share.
Yeah.
And the
That's
last
good.
one, which you were saying, Francesca, this is also is treat this as a marathon, not a race.
That's right.
So this is going to take a while.
Wow.
Not that because it's like you're doing a bad job or you're not the best at it. It's because it takes time.
It does.
So, Francesca, I don't know. Tell them yours, Francesca. How long have you been doing this, like the
So I've
podcast?
only been podcasting now for a year, and it took me literally, Chris, I was scared. So it took me about a year before I even got it started because I was like, can I do this? But so far, we're rolling into our second year. I'm almost at my 100th episode. This will be episode 78 or something like that. I've met so many cool people, including you. It's just like you
Thank
said,
you.
people are
Likewise.
open. Yeah, they are just open to share in the education space. We're open to share and not, we just love people. So I do appreciate that as well. And I'm just going to continue. I'm like your friend, Honest Teacher Vibes. I'm in
Check
that.
her out. Check
I'm
her
in
out.
the
She's a super
grind.
amazing lady. Try to, if you want me, if you need any people to, if you want to connect, I can help out in it because these are amazing people. Like there are a couple of people within the journey that it's different because you meet a lot, and some people have their own character, they have their own personality,
Yeah.
but it's really enjoyable when you have how can I say this? A person's soul is nice. It sounds cheesy,
Hmm.
but it's like the person you're talking with they're good people, like a good person by heart.
Hmm.
So, for example, Stephanie is one of them. Honest Teacher Vibes is one of them. Like, I can't remember all of them, but there are a couple of people that are really, truly, their character is really nice.
Yeah, well, that's good. Hopefully I'll get to meet her as well. I'm gonna look her up as soon as we get off this podcast so I can see. I might be following her already, but I can't wait to see her content.
Mm. And I think that's it, advice-wise,
Hmm.
from my side.
Yeah,
I
I
hope,
appreciate it.
everyone listening, like, I wanted to provide you all with the material as is.
Hmm.
And obviously, not everyone needs to be a teacher influencer. It's not the equation of like being amazing. No, it's
Yeah.
just another type of field you're in.
Yep.
So do what you want to do. This one is going to exist. This type of industry is going to exist, and it's only going to grow.
It is.
So if you're in it, amazing. If you're not in it, it's also amazing. It's fine. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. I like that. That is a good way to end it. And so, just Chris, thank you for taking the time out. I know we're in two totally different time zones. And so, I've gone to the coffee shop already this morning. I know you got to get your coffee going this morning. So, I appreciate
Anyway,
waking
thank you
up.
thank you so much, Francesca. Thank you for your time. Thank you for giving me this platform to speak to everyone.
Yes.
And yeah, that's pretty much it from my side. If
Yeah.
anyone has any questions, I mean, Francesca, you know better, whatever they want to connect with me or like they want to ask any question, I'm more than happy to answer whatever questions people have.
Yeah, and I'll put Chris's contact information all in our show notes. You'll be able to follow him and on these different platforms. Please go take a look at what he's saying. I love what he's posting out there on LinkedIn. He is really, really for teachers, and I appreciate your content. I appreciate you advocating on our behalf. It is some great stuff. Continue to do that, okay?
Thank you so much, Francesca. Likewise to you too. And I just wanted to say that if anyone has any questions, the best way to connect is she mentioned it LinkedIn.
Mhm.
She'll put the information there. She knows what from her side.
Yeah.
And if you want to go even more professional, just hit me up with the email. Uh, Also, it's provided. And yeah, I think the last place is DMing, because DMing, there's so many people DMing, so I wouldn't know who's who unless you guys mentioned from Francesca's podcast. Then I'd be
Yes.
like, okay, I know who it is.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Chris. And for my listeners, please don't forget to subscribe to Everything But the Lesson Plan for more episodes to help you thrive in and out of the classroom. You got some great tips today on how to become a teacher influencer. So check it out, write some stuff down, do your research, get involved, start, guys, start if that's where you want to go. Until next time, keep inspiring and thriving.